Everyone, this is Akanksha and welcome back. Today we'll be solving longest palindromic substring. It's a really good question. It simply says to find the longest palindrome in a string. For example, in BABAD, the longest palindrome can be BAB or ABA. Just for your knowledge, a palindrome is a word that when returned reverse is similar to the actual word. For example, ABA. So once you reverse the string, it will be ABA itself. It won't change. So that's a palindrome. Palindrome can also be a number. So it can be 121 or 12321, something like that. So we just have to find here the maximum substring, which is palindrome. So we'll be solving this again using a pointer, two-pointer approach I should say. First we'll write the edge case here. So let's say if my s dot length is equal to 0 or s is equal to null, then we won't get any palindrome, so return an empty string. If not, then let's initialize our pointers. So let's say start index, let it be 0 initially, and int max length, which is again 0. Now let's traverse through each element or each alphabet in the string. So for int I equals to 0, I is less than s dot length and I plus plus, and here left max maybe, or just left is equals to, we'll call our helper function here. So we'll say s, we'll pass the string as is, then we'll pass I and I. And for the right, we'll call the helper function, and for this we'll pass I and I plus 1. So since we'll be passing I plus 1, we just want to traverse through the second last element and not the last. And here we can say max length is equals to math dot max okay, before doing this we need to make sure that our max is actually I just don't need to do this. What I can do is I can say int max is equals to math dot max, because I want maximum out of the two values that I've got. Once I got the max, I'll check if my max length is less than maximum value. So in this case, the first thing that I'll do is I'll update my max length with the maximum value, and I'll update my start index here as, I'll say I minus here I want to have my index which is something like this, max minus 1 by 2. Yeah, this looks good to me. So I'm saying that my start index should be something like I minus max minus 1 by 2. Let me put the braces here for our safety, and this looks good now. And at last what I'll be returning is s dot substring with my start index as my initial pointer, and for the calculation of the last one I'll say start index plus my max length. Okay, now comes my helper function here. So private, since I'm returning integer, so private int helper, and in helper I'll be passing string s, int left, and int right. These are my two pointers that I'll be passing. Okay, so I'll say while my left is greater than equal to 0 and my right is less than s dot length and my s dot caret left is equals to s dot caret right. So if this is true, then I want to do left minus minus and right plus plus. Okay, and when this terminates, I want to return something like right minus left minus 1, because I want to return the length that I've got as palindrome. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm checking my edge case, that is if length of s is 0 or length or s itself is null, then return empty, or else my start index is 0, my maximum length initially is 0, and I'll traverse through all the elements till the second last element of my string. Then I'll say int left and I'll call my helper function here for write to. Then I'm storing the maximum length to max and I'm comparing max with the maximum length that I have already initialized before this loop. If max length is less, then I'm storing the value and I am actually updating my start index accordingly, which is I max minus 1 by 2. Okay, and then I'm returning the substring. Let's see if it works. Okay, here it does. Oops. Okay, so if the string is only a, then it's just returning itself. Okay, in our case it's not even going to this for loop, because we already said that I should be less than s dot length minus 1. In this case s dot length is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, so I is not equal to 0, and start index is 0, and we are doing 0 plus 0, so we are returning empty here. In order to avoid this, what we can do is we can actually write if my s dot length equals to 1, then I should probably say just return s, because I know there is only a single alphabet and so I can return that alphabet. Again, fingers crossed. There are so many edge cases. I'm pretty sure. Yay, it worked. Okay. Now if I have to speak of the time complexity, then I'll say the complexity will be n square, O of n square, because for the middle element it will be traversing through the entire list, and so for the each element, so it will definitely be n square. And since we are not using any other collection for storing the value, so the space complexity will be constant. Hope you like the video and the solution, because this is the simple solution. If you do, please like and comment, and thank you so much.